time, but I want to keep going for a little bit longer, because I did also start the stream late. Let's go!
In school, when you had to do some class presentation, only when it got to the day and the other kids started doing theirs, you realized you'd totally misunderstood the assignment and...
Nah, son. I just flat out didn't do it. It's not that I misunderstood the assignment, it's that I forgot I had the assignment.
Done something completely wrong, so your only option was to hide at the back of the class and just hope against hope that the teacher would forget about you and let you off the hook. Well, that's basically Ironheart for you, a TV show commissioned 5 years ago when the whole let's swap out beloved legacy characters for diverse new alternatives.
They really did not try to hide it, huh? Huh. You know, the worst part is that, like, out of everybody I see here, Lady Thor was cool. And honestly, if they would have made her a side character in Daredevil, with Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, and then added in Squirrel Girl as like a babysitter to like round out the cast a little bit more, and like add a little bit more like, you know, what would you say, C-list or even B-list, I would say more so nowadays, tier heroes. Like you could have really made that show really awesome. Maybe even throw in Howard the Duck with a little bit of voice acting to like really give that lawyer aspect of it, of like this weird like lawyery, make it very rare, right? Very, very rare, but like give it this like supernatural lawyery vibe to it all, instead of like the weird comedy, new age, wild, like just, yeah, like just terrible writing that it was unfunny. And Pepper Potts, I don't know about what, I wouldn't count this one. That was just Iron Man's suit, but like, he made one for Pepper. That's fine. There was zero problems with this. I like Wasp. I got no complaints about Wasp. It's Wasp. It's Ant-Man and Wasp. It's always gonna be Wasp.
Craze was at its obnoxious peak in the MCU, based around a particularly unpopular comic book character from arguably the least successful era of Marvel Comics ever, who did nothing but ride the coattails of her far more popular male predecessor, only with none of his charm, likability,
The only thing that came out good about that entire section of Marvel writing was the whole Deadpool comic series, the 2017 Deadpool, where Tony Stark is gone, so Deadpool creates the Deadpool movie, the actual one that came out in real life, and because of that he becomes super rich, and he starts to actually fund the Avengers using the merchandise sales.
Flaws or character development. It was a show that was basically outdated and obsolete before it was even released, lumbered with a main character that nobody liked or wanted, and the fact that the past several years have been nothing but a slow-moving train wreck for the MCU gradually eroded the fan patience and goodwill that might have allowed a show like Ironheart to scrape by. Marvel knew this all too well, and they also knew there was no way to fix or avoid the problem, so they did what we all did in that school classroom decades earlier. They went silent and tried to hide, doing their best to bury Ironheart and hope that people would eventually just forget about it and leave them alone.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
Well, it turns out you can only hide for so long when you've got hundreds of millions of dollars invested and a contractual obligation to release it sooner or later. So, over the past couple of days, the creaky old Marvel PR machine reluctantly rumbled into action once more, desperately trying to drum up some kind of enthusiasm around the show with barely a month to go before it releases. And today, we got the first official trailer. Are you ready? I'm not sure I am. No offense, man, but I'm not exactly sure that's a selling point.
Oh, so not even the first freaking one, like Black Panther, it was the second one. Ah, damn. I didn't like that. That's the one where they defeated the Mexican by drying his wet back. I'm not joking. Look it up. Look it up.
Damn, man, she looks about as excited as I feel.
They defeat the Mexican by drying his back.
Minutes. The air in this elevator will no longer.
Tell me that's a
taco night, I guess. It's okay though. Riri's got a highly technical solution.
Screw this.
Fuck.
I heard Riri Williams was a genius.
Aye, it takes a real genius to force an elevator door open.
Riri, I see you. I see you're fed up, waiting to be acknowledged for your greatness.
Pull your side.
Yeah, I don't like. I see. You gotta stop with that. It's kind of like, think about like Jinwoo. Jinwoo in the first 2 or 3 episodes of Solo Leveling, like bro was getting his booty cheeks clapped left and right. Everyone thought he was trash. Everyone talked trash about it. Everyone hated him. Everyone talked like he was a weakling. All day, every day, bro. But so that when he actually becomes a badass, everybody loves him, right? But like in this one, like this chick is not even in the freaking suit yet, and everybody's always talking about how she's a genius and amazing, all this other crud.
Out of my arsehole, Gary. Dogs do that. You're not a dog, are you, Gary?
I want to build something undeniable. Something
Important?
iconic.
What, you mean like the thing
Iconic.
that Tony Stark already built like 20 years
It's my iconic suit.
earlier? The gist here
And
is
my
that
iconic
Hoodie
catchphrase
Justice,
with
or
my
whatever
iconic
the fuck this
hairstyle.
guy's called, offers
And
to
my
give
iconic
Riri
hoodie.
the resources and money she needs to construct her new suit of armor on the condition that
Excuse
she
me, her
helps him
iconic
in
suit of armor.
return. I'm sure that
Her
won't
iconic
have
suit of
negative
armor, please.
consequences.
You've bitten off a hell of a lot more than you can chew. I could chew a lot.
She can chew. It's her iconic chewing ability.
I hate
I'm sorry.
Sure
Who
that
that?
won't have negative consequences.
You've bitten off a hell of a lot more than you can chew. I could chew a lot.
Bro, you can see the future with those glasses. Damn.
I hate
I got a pair just like it.
so much about the things that you choose to be.
And of course, no MCU production would be complete without the patented Marvel humor.
Iconic Marvel humor.
That on the wall.
It's literally above
Iconic live, laugh, love.
a crate of self-guided missiles.
I'm returning those.
Mandy! Good movie.
And
Good
if all
movie.
of this isn't a sign of how little confidence they have in this thing, then check out these comments from the producers.
A lot of people think that she's a successor to the Iron Man legacy. But in the comic book, Riri and Tony had a friendship, and eventually she got her own identity.
The story of Ironheart
Well, she had a friendship with his AI because Tony dead.
is not a story about the mantle of Iron Man getting passed. If anything, it's the opposite.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Spot the recurring theme here? The one thing they keep desperately trying
She literally makes an Iron Man suit, but for a woman.
to hammer home is that Riri Williams isn't just some cheap, lazy DEI replacement for Tony Stark. No sir, she's her own woman with her own personality, and definitely someone you should be excited to see on screen.
I don't think that's true.
Now, call me a crazy drunkard if you like, many people have, but Marvel might have avoided accusations like this if her entire character and backstory wasn't an insecure attempt to one-up Tony Stark in every possible way. Instead of a rich but deeply flawed playboy with a talent for engineering developed over decades of research who constructs an armored suit out of sheer necessity to help him escape from captivity, Riri is a genius teenage tech protege who probably taught herself how to build quantum megacomputers out of Play-Doh and old Nintendo consoles when she was still just a fetus. Because truly, if there's one thing the MCU needs more of, it's obnoxious teenage girls that are inexplicably amazing at technology.
Why didn't you just reprogram the synapses to work collectively?
Because we didn't think of it?
I'm sure you did your best.
Yeah, how come you didn't connect the synapses, you stupid? What did you do? You created a monstrosity out of gamma radiation? Stupid.
God damn, is that bitch on the rag or what?
Even Dominic...
Yo, I just realized something. What happened to War Machine? Or like Iron
Thorne, the
Patriot, whatever the hell he
actress
was at the
playing
end.
Riri Williams really wanted to cement the idea
I-
that
I
this
feel like he
wasn't
never
some
got enough
lame
screen
attempt to
time. They
exploit
always-
the legacy of Iron
I feel
Man.
like they always use War Machine as like a punchline, and he never actually got a chance to be like a badass alongside
In
Tony.
fact, according to her trust me bro source, Robert Downey Jr. himself even descended from the heavens to this mortal plane to give her his blessing. As if that counts for anything, he's a fucking actor, not the god emperor of the MCU. Anyway, Robert Downey
Yeah, like what the frick? Is Robert Downey Jr. like the ultimate critic for what's a good movie? What the frick?
Jr. and I spoke after we wrapped, and he shared some very lovely words about my journey. Come on! Your journey? You've literally been in one movie at this point.
I thought you said that she wasn't like a predecessor or a successor to Tony Stark. Then why you try to like say all this stuff about him being like okay with her journey and stuff. Like,
Movie's so forgettable.
I thought she was
most
her
people can't
own
even
character.
remember you were in it. That's not a journey. That's a weekend staycation in Grimsby. He told me how excited he was and that he's rooting for it too. I literally got 2 thumbs up.
By the way, War Machine is his own character. Iron Patriot is an evolution of that same character. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do this. Like, it's easy to do. Just, can you do it? Is the question I'm concerned
really
about.
Reassuring to know that you're not embarrassing Iron Man. She also couldn't help adding that Riri is just so much better and smarter and more resourceful than Tony ever was because of.
And see, that doesn't feel like she's her own character. That feels like you're entirely trying to basically be like, oh, she's like your favorite character, but better.
Of course she is. She's dumpster diving, whereas Tony Stark was this bajillionaire. What she's able to accomplish is remarkable.
Wait, what? So because he had money, that he wasn't what he accomplished was not remarkable? Didn't he accomplish it inside of right, it's all a fake story, but didn't he accomplish that inside of like a terrorist bunker?
Oh, really?
Tony Stark was.
Nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not replaying that same fucking clip that everyone's using to respond to this, but you do get the point here. Tony's wealth and resources.
He's literally like, and he did it all while he was dying. He didn't have a working heart at that point.
Resources counted for absolutely nothing when he was imprisoned in that cave in Afghanistan. In fact, I'd argue that he had even less resources to work with than Riri, because she had all the time in the world to design and refine her suit, whereas he was forced to cobble his together against the clock, with armed terrorists watching his every move. But hey, why let facts and reality get in the way when there's a narrative that needs spinning? Unfortunately, by waiting until the 11th hour to actually spin it, Marvel have completely lost control of the narrative around this show, and people can now see it for exactly what it is. A cheap, lazy,
what's with the Jedi?
And pandering attempt to exploit the legacy and coolness of one of the MCU's most popular characters, born from the hubris of a different era when Marvel believed they could do no wrong, and reluctantly sharted out half a decade later into a time when they seemingly can't do anything right. A show that even the creators seem embarrassed and afraid to release, and if the trailer's anything to go by, they probably should be. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Fucking go away now.
I do like the bulky prototype model though. That one looks kinda cool. I can't lie.
Remember back in...
Great video. Thank you for sharing. I didn't know there was that much history, because I know I've been hearing about this freaking Ironheart thing for so long. And I guess, yeah, it's just been getting postponed and postponed this whole time. I'd almost completely forgotten about it, honestly. Go drop him a like, go drop him a sub. Great video. Bye, Critical Drinker. Ayoo, Monodachis! Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also find links to the videos that we reacted to today down in the description below, along with my Oshi marks. I'll see you in the next video, Monos. Goodbye, and thank you so much for swinging by. Salut!